Passwords are like cockroaches of the internet. We've been trying to get rid of them for a long time. With Touch ID, Face ID, password managers, and they just do not seem to go away. But today might mark a significant point of acceleration in this pursuit. Not that any of those things I just mentioned are going away, but the mechanism of a service provider needing to store a secret is no longer needed by any service that wants to authenticate you or me. And this is an exciting step forward in how we handle internet security. Now, to be part of this, you'll just want to update your iOS today to iOS 16, and you may immediately start seeing some services already offering passkeys as a way to authenticate you against a service without ever using a password. Now, it may sound confusing at first, but once you use it, it becomes second nature. And it is important, though, to understand that these keys are currently not cross-platform. So your passkeys on your iPhone will not work on an Android device or vice versa, for example. At some point, the promise is that there will be no lock-in. So we do expect cross-platform passkeys to work, but it is likely going to be facilitated through password managers before anything else. As 1Password, for example, has already joined the FIDO Alliance, and 1Password will itself become a WebAuthn device. Now, to me personally, that will complete the picture because I like the idea of passkeys, but I don't like the idea of only storing them in my iCloud account. I want them in my password manager. And in the meantime, it's time to upgrade to iOS 16 regardless, so there's lots of useful improvements and security advantages. So you want to do that today. Also, Tesla Gun is primed to blast a new wave of backdoor cyber attacks. What's interesting is that these attackers are now actively profiling victims and targeting backdoor attacks. So the spray and pray attacks are long behind us. We are now being profiled and targeted. We, as in all of us, most likely at some point. There's also new Linux malware that combines unusual stealth with a full suite of capabilities. This is another multi-stage infection chain that is actually very difficult to detect. So it's time to raise the defenses, especially in the cloud, where the majority of Linux instances live. And there's a new QNAP NAS data destroying ransomware attack. And this one hits close to home as so many of us use NAS devices at home for personal storage. And as is often the case with modern day threats, it's not exposing these things to the internet that is our best mitigation to begin with. And in our last story, there is a WordPress plugin called a Backup Buddy that has a weakness. And if your company has a WordPress site, it really needs a thorough security review. This Backup Buddy leaves a horrible exposure to your files on your public website. And some of them are intended to be private and may even contain things like passwords, so you want to make sure those are blocked and safely stored. And did you know that Atom 1 is now available on iOS? It was somewhat of a quiet launch last week, but we're thrilled about the results so far. Thanks, and see you again next week.